kill the healers. Okay, well then the healers play the most important part
That's
of the game.
why he thinks they're useless, is because it's so easy to kill one with fucking Spider-Man. Yes. You know, it's so easy to kill them with any fucking person at all. If you're one-on-one, camping their fucking...
He lost a 1v1 to a Jeff as Iron Fist.
That's
and
crazy.
People have been playing that like crazy. But Tim watched that clip and was like, yeah, no, you, like, duh. Like, Jeff is going to get you every single time because Jeff can self-heal, like, dive underneath where you can't fucking get to him, get away twice as fast. Like, you're never going to fucking
while
win
he's
that.
doing that. And he can bubble himself.
Yeah, you're never going to win that fucking fight. If you're playing a top 500 Jeff, you're never going to win that fight.
And any fucking 12-year-old could be behind that crazy Jeff, too. Because it's like they're playing one of the other games they've spent the last fucking years of their life. Like, a majority of their life playing. Like, the whole... When they had the Jeff mode and it was like Splatoon... It was like, they all fucking understood that instantly, and they're like, oh, we know how to play Jeff now. And that's probably where every little kid in Marvel Rivals lands. And be like, this plays like all the video games my parents made me do when I was misbehaving, you know?
I wasn't allowed to play mature games.
So I did tell...
Get your Switch, behave, you know?
I did tell Nate that we didn't need him today because... We wouldn't be talking about Andor because I haven't watched it.
You fucking pansy bitch.
I have.
You guys suck.
Sorry.
You guys suck. I'm so hyped. I watched one of the episodes twice.
I have not watched it. I don't even know that I finished the first season of Andor, if you want to be honest.
Oh, fuck. What is wrong with you?
Are you serious? That's the... I loved Ahsoka. I loved Acolyte. Are you fucking kidding me? That is the best Star Wars show that has came out.
Right.
There's a lot that... Okay. Damn. I can't talk about it. I'm frustrated.
I'll catch up and then I'll watch the 2 episodes. I got Monday and Tuesday to catch up.
So. I was going to say...
But I did tell him that... I told him we didn't need him. And that next Sunday he could come in because we would all go see Thunderbolts and then come here and do the podcast.
Oh, fucking
if you're okay with that.
Yeah, I'm excited for Thunderbolts.
So I thought we'd all go, Thunderbolts!
Have you seen the report that there's, you were the one that told me about it, that there was one of the people that have already gotten an early screening of it, like one of the test screenings, said it's the best movie to come out since Endgame, the most emotionally moving since Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and it made him cry 3 times.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That is
gonna die.
That is right now the leaks coming out, is it is going to make you cry, and it is...
If you can make me cry without killing somebody is the fucking key.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Because that's the tough part. I don't know.
I'm excited to see it next week because I keep hearing great things.
Yeah, I am too. So. I mean...
Did you watch Ted Lasso?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that. We'll probably watch it tonight.
But you have watched Shrinking.
Wait, all of Ted Lasso in general?
Just any Ted Lasso.
Oh, yeah. No, religiously.
I've seen clips on TikTok.
Yeah.
So Roy Kent...
No.
Has a so Roy Kent's real name is Brett Goldstein.
Yes, yeah.
And
no, we follow his acting because of Ted Lasso.
Okay,
like,
and
I keep track of him everywhere.
He's in Shrinking, but he also wrote Shrinking.
He wrote it?
Yeah,
I had no idea he fucking wrote it.
He's a writer. Yeah,
because his wife's the one that, or he's the one that killed. Yeah,
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason.
No, yeah. No, we're big into Ted Lasso. He was Hercules in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, he created Shrinking with Jason Segel, and then he helped Sudeikis write Ted Lasso.
Here's the thing: in Ted Lasso, he plays such a gruff and fucking like mean kind of dude, and like This is the guy that probably put every emotion into those fucking 2 series.
Yeah.
And he needed everybody else for the comedy.
His
shit.
His HBO stand-up special came out last night. He's got a stand-up special.
I was going to say, you
HBO.
were watching that last night.
I gotta send that to Alex real quick. So,
yeah, it's fantastic. It is fantastic because he wanted to name the special bringing the cunt back.
Bringing the cunt back.
Yeah, because he doesn't understand why Americans can't use the word cunt on a regular basis because it's so versatile.
Cunt is one of my favorite
He does, because, like, if you, like, meet your wife's workout buddy and he ends up being this hot dude that she never really talked about, you can be like, oh, you cunt. But if you meet somebody that you've been joking with on the internet and you finally meet them, you're like, oh, you cunt. I mean, it's great. It's a really good special.
there. I notified Alex.
Okay.
Make sure I'll watch it tonight because I'm fucking down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking love the character of Roy Kent.
Roy Kent. Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say,
His ass is not hairy. I don't know if you've ever seen that scene.
No, I have not. That scene has not popped up on my TikTok.
Yeah. What is it?
He's a pretty hairy dude, and somebody comes in and like rips into him, and she says he has a hairy ass, and he gets pissed at every one of the players, and he's like, "You all know I don't have a hairy ass. Every one of you, and not one of you stood up for me."
What the fuck?
But like, if he takes his shirt off, he's just a hairy ass motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. His when he's talking to Jamie Tart about I need you to be an asshole, and he's like, how will I know? And he goes, you'll know. And then he's like, is it time? And the middle fingers.
That is a clip that's popped up repeatedly. I have seen that one.
It's like,
dude, there were so many good character developments in that show, like the way people changed from the first fucking.
One of my favorite episodes, and it's like weird. It's just weird. Is Beard's disco episode? Have you seen that? Are you all the way through it?
Yeah, we watched all of it. We're waiting for that new season.
Okay, like Beard's disco episode is so
adventure through the night. Yeah.
It's so fucking weird, but it's so cool to see Beard like that too.
And you're like, this
like,
all makes so much
sense.
Yeah,
like his whole attitude through the whole entire series makes so much more sense now.
Yeah.
I think so. Him, Brett Goldstein, and Sudeikis are like the main writers for the show. I think, but it's he doesn't talk about Hercules at all in the special. It's kind of like I'm almost disappointed that I don't know that Hercules at the end of that will ever be anything.
It's sad because once at the time I didn't really care, but now that I'm like a fan of this dude, I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, and he's perfect for that. Like, if he plays it like Roy Kent, like, he'd be perfect
and he's
for
fucking, he was way more jacked during that time.
Yeah.
But,
I did not know, because I've only seen, like I said, clips through TikTok that Ted Lasso was supposed to end on its 3rd season.
They weren't supposed to have a 4th.
Yeah.
And they weren't supposed to have a 5th, but I think there's rumors that they're doing a 5th.
I'll look into that one. I was just looking into season 4 because I remember you saying season 3 was the ending when it.
This is just a recent announcement.
Yeah, it was supposed to end with 3, and then they were like, the power was just like, bring it back, and then
well, it's actually good, relevant, feel good fucking television.
Yeah, now, like, and to me, like, Shrinking has kind of taken that spot, like, but...
Oh, he'll also be coaching a different team.
in season 5.
Season 4.
Someone
Or
was
season
telling
4.
me they think it's a women's team
So
of some sort.
Oh, really?
from the information we have, we don't. At least from what the guy. What is the guy who plays Ted? What's his name?
Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, from what he said, and they're using specifically his appearance on Travis and Jason Kelsey's New Heights podcast.
Yeah.
That hasn't been confirmed what kind of team it is, just that he'll be coaching a new team.
Yeah.
Of a different variety.
Okay.
No details at all.
It's a team of aliens playing basketball in space.
Well, you know, at
Space Jam 3.
at the end of the last season, so the last season was season 3, right? Or season 4?
Season 3.
So at the end of season 3, remember he goes back to Kansas and he's watching his kid play soccer. So I wonder if he's coaching. He brings Roy Kent in and they're coaching a kid soccer team.
Oh, fuck.
Like a high school soccer team.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm reading another article that also quotes him from the New Heights podcast, and it is a women's team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
There's
Jam 3 women.
There's no
cartoons.
way that Roy Kent can't be in it, and there's no way Beard can't be in it. So, like, I would, if it's just Jason Sudeikis, it won't be as good.
Watch. It's gonna be fucking Roy as the ref. Roy's a ref, Beard's a rival coach. Like, they all have to have, like,
weird roles. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, and I'm interested. Shrinking's one of my favorites, and he's like he's like a main thing in Shrinking now too. So that's.
I'm a butcher these last names most likely, but Hannah Waddingham, Brett Goldstein, Juno Temple, and Jeremy Swift. Those actually weren't bad. Are all in negotiations to come back.
Okay, so
I don't know who they are. Character-wise.
So Brett Goldstein is Roy Kent. Juno Temple is Roy Kent's girlfriend. Hannah Waddington is the owner of the soccer team that Ted Lasso coached. And then I would suppose that the Jeremy guy is probably Beard.
Leslie? Jeremy Swift as Leslie. No last name, just Leslie.
Was Leslie the assistant? Was that the squirrely dude that was... I say squirrely.
Beard, full name, though.
Suit, circle glasses.
Yeah, that's the owner's assistant, the little assistant guy that he always gave you.
Leslie Higgins.
Higgins. Yeah, they called him Higgins.
Yep. Dude, his episode when he's like, we're going to the red light district. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, it was so fucking sideways, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, he just likes jazz music.
Yeah.
It's a jazz club in the red light district.
That makes that better.
Yeah. Super famous one kind of shit. Like, yeah, we gotta go here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
While they were in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my search history. By the way, I love Ed, and Eddie. I asked you to buy them, obviously. Worst designed Funkos they've ever fucking made.
Why?
Wow.
The feet are jagged triangles under the shoes, so they don't stand. Well, let me rephrase that. Ed and the special Chase Ed stand on their own, easily. Eddie and Double D don't. Eddie will stand if you can angle him properly because of his wide stance, but Double D does not stand on his own.
Oh.
There's no way to balance him.
That's weird.
He has a hole in his shoe for a stand, but it didn't come with a stand.
Huh.
So, I'm worst designed ones I've ever gotten. Still love them, but worst designed ones.
I gotta say, I don't think I've ever opened a Funko.
I open all of them.
I don't think and it's not because I care about them that much. It's because they stack so nicely if you don't.
Oh, yeah.
That is true.
And it's like I can always put them on a shelf, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's that thing.
I was going to say, as of right now, I could not, if I wanted to have them all displayed, which they're obviously not there, they're in your room, because I still haven't moved them, but with all of the Funkos that I've been given or have, too many boxes. I would be it would take up so much fucking room.
Yeah, I have a pretty small number, I'd say. For what I collect, for the amount of shit I collect, it's fucking tiny.
It's a small.
Well, my brother-in-law Tyler, just one day randomly decided he didn't want his Star Wars Funkos anymore. Any Funkos, but he mainly had Star Wars ones. So he just threw them all in a box and came over to me and was like, "You want these?" And that's where all of those Star Wars Funkos come from.
Okay.
So I've barely bought any of the Star Wars ones.
We need to fill this place with shelving and put.
We still have the 3 shelves down there. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, because we got I
need to put my Fallout fucking figures up that have been sitting under Brad's ass for a year.
Beer. I got my beer on them right now. It's in a koozie though. It's good.
We're all good.
Fuck it.
So yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, so how you've been recording this whole time?
Yeah, for the last 10 minutes probably.
All right, cool. So hey, this is
15 minutes.
This is Pints and Pages. I'm Nick.
I'm Brad.
I'm Levi.
And how are you guys doing? We skipped last week.
Yeah, you were in Vegas.
I was in Vegas.
It's it's Easter.
Yeah.
It's I had dinners and shit, and I just that's all I did.
I had one dinner. That's all I had for
I had an Easter egg hunt yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I got to pet some baby cows.
Oh, even better.
And one full-size one.
Nice.
Mama?
Did you
No, it was just a random one. The rest wouldn't come to me, and at one point, they all started fucking yelling at me. So it was there was a lot of babies since it's this time of year.
Yeah.
And, I started walking towards one in the field that was walking up. I'm like, oh, maybe this one's a friendly one, didn't have a baby with it, it'd be chill. And as soon as I started getting close, it starts going, "Rah!" And then fucking next thing you know, all of them start doing it. I'm like, all right, I'm fucking walking away.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm done with this shit.
I don't know that I've ever been yelled at by a cow. I don't know that I've ever been close enough to a cow to know whether or not it was yelling at me or not.
Yeah, because you're a city boy.
Yeah.
It was yelling at me, and so were 8 others.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever had that happen to me.
And then
I don't know that I ever had the
babies
extra
are cool as shit.
We'll take you out to Amish's house, and you can get yelled at by goats, cows, pigs, ducks, geese, chickens, rabbits, and the dogs. But you get yelled at by dogs here. So.
I get yelled at by dogs all the time. Yeah. So, So there was Easter last week. What else did you guys do? I didn't do anything exciting at all last week.
No, you didn't do anything exciting. You didn't get to watch Corey Taylor fumble his tickets while getting into WrestleMania.
I went to WrestleMania last week. It was fun. It was a good time.
Did you get swindled by any escorts?
I did not. No, there wasn't a whole lot of late night adventures for Lily and I. It was pretty tame for the most part.
Did you get stuck by any cheap jewelry off the strip?
I did not. We didn't even get. I think there's a benefit to having Lily with me because she looks so young that I think that a lot of those swindlers that would see me come in thought that I was with my daughter and just which I was, but thought I was with my teenage daughter, so they left me alone. The girls in the thongs walking around trying to get people to go to shows or get their picture taken for $50.
My fiance almost beat the shit out of.
So those and the guys selling the stuff, they all left me alone, which is, like I said, kind of a benefit of having Lily with me.
They don't leave me the fuck alone. I gotta get rude. No.
Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't get bothered by a lot of those. Surprisingly enough,
if you yell rape loud enough, all of them in yelling distance will leave you alone.
There was multiple Jesus people out front.
I saw videos of
wrestling.
Yeah.
Protesting.
Yeah.
I saw
God will come to you.
I saw a video of one dude with a megaphone and he's reading off the Bible and shit, and every time he takes a pause, the whole crowd was doing
What?
Yeah, they just do the Stone Cold. He'd be like, God says da 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 da, and the whole crowd, what?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like, God is your savior. What? God died for your sins. What? Like, it was just like, and then there was one I took a video of. It's only like 15 seconds long. Guy got the megaphone. He's got the megaphone on his side. He's like, God will, and this guy is in front of him in full Macho Man Randy Savage gear, going, let me tell you something, brother. Oh yeah, I'm the cream of the crop. But like, he is like doing the whole macho, like he's got the hair and the bandana and the glasses, and he's like, cream of the crop, brother, cream of the crop, like just like in this guy's face. And I'm just like, oh my God. Lily's like, what is going on right now? And I was like, I don't have a clue.
You're like, this is how wrestling fans protest.
Yeah.
This
like,
is how we handle people.
They did what, and then when they got tired of saying what, they did yeet. Like, they would be, like, saying stuff, and they're, like they'd pause, and everybody would go, yeet! Like, I was just like, oh my God. I couldn't believe it. There was one, like, there was at least 5 of them that were out there just trying to hand out pamphlets and find your way to Jesus, and and the wrestling fans were just...
Is it the first time you've ever experienced religious protests?
No, my favorite was when me and Dad went to see Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay.
And they were standing outside the Fort Wayne Coliseum, and Dad and I are screaming, Hail Satan, as we walk in.
Yeah.
Dude, it must be something with the Fort Wayne Coliseum, because that's where I encountered them once.
I encountered him once at a Slipknot show, too, at the Fort Wayne concert.
Slipknot, King 810, and Korn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
we went to the same show.
We were there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Return
I
of the
remember
Dreads.
because it was raining outside, and they're all fucking protesting in the rain.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing one young kid, and I'm like, just look who's actually having fun tonight. And I was just like, walked by him, and I'm like, you remember you're having fun, you're out here in the rain. And I just kind of walked by.
Yeah, I say they protested the Avenged Sevenfold show that we went to, the Slipknot Korn show that we went to. They were outside Chicago when Tracy, Mark, and I went to see Zombie and Manson.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the first time I've
been handed a tiny Bible when Tracy and I went to see Manson at the Egyptian Room.
Oh, okay.
I got handed a pocket Bible. I was like, I haven't seen one of these since I actually got forced into church. Jesus Christ.
That's one of those things where like it makes me want to start carrying the magician's flash powder. So when they hand it to you, you're just like, and you're like, you just let
That
it
would be
ground,
amazing.
It's like, I am not touching that.
They were at the Royal Rumble too. They were on corners at the Royal Rumble, and I just
got ringside.
Outside. They were like where Lucas Oil Stadium, where the convention center comes out, and you can go straight into Lucas Oil Stadium. They were on those 4 corners.
I got you. So basically, anybody walking from any hotel would have to walk
by them. Yeah, and but I don't remember them being that loud, and I don't remember the Indianapolis crowd really messing with them at all. They just kind of ignored them.
Most of the time, that's the way it goes.
But this is Vegas.
The religious
bell.
But this is Vegas, where everybody's been drinking since 6 a.m. So
since the night before,
they got obliterated at the Vegas thing. Like, people weren't getting physically violent or nothing. They were just, it was a lot of, there's always a saying that you can yell at them. Like, it was, because it's like, what? Like, it's,
Wrestling is known for its crowds fucking chants.
Yeah.
Like some of the stupidest shit.
Yeah.
They'll rally together and get the volume turned off of any live event sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
I was watching SmackDown highlights from Friday night, and funny thing, I showed Levi the clip. I don't have my phone to show you. during the tables, ladders, and chairs match, Montez Ford goes to the front row and grabs a dude's prosthetic leg.
I've seen that.
Did you see that? Yeah. So they started chanting "Holy shit!" and the whole audio for the whole event, I'm watching SmackDown and there's no audio for 2.5 minutes because they chanted "Holy shit!" and the audio just got completely shut off. I was just like, "Are you serious?"
I've seen the leg. Yeah. I've scrolled past it 18 times on Facebook at this point.
I was gonna pull up the announcer being like, it's a, what did he say?
TLCPL match. Yeah. But yeah, they, loudest pop of the night. Loudest pop of both days, in my opinion, was when Dominic Mysterio won the Intercontinental title.
Oh. Really?
That had to have been the loudest pop of the whole night. It was almost like...
And I may just be a hater, but is it just me or is the whole deadbeat dad thing getting fucking old? I'm not the biggest wrestling fan, but I'm tired of hearing you bitch about Rey Mysterio.
It's definitely getting old, but at this point, his shtick has gotten... he's a great wrestler. I will, and I don't know that you've seen him live, but I know you have. I will equate it to Clownvis.
No, I'm not saying
and
Clownvis.
Rhinestone Cowboy. You do it until they get annoyed, and then you keep doing it until they start cheering again. And Dominic Mysterio has done it until they hate you.
Yeah.
And then continue just to do the same thing, and now they're all cheering him.
It's John Cena in a fucking nutshell.
Yeah. He is just it was people have been watching Dom be the butt of jokes and the douchebag, but at some point it was just all the wrestling fans in the world, in that universe at one time were we're proud of this kid. He just won his first, He just won his first time.
Ask Chris Jericho about that shit.
Yeah.
In his early career. By God.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was kind of he paid his dues with the getting booed, and he worked his ass off, and he did this, and it was just it all came together in this big, huge moment, and it was just holy shit, that was incredible. And it was just one of those things.
Now, and I got a question. Is the whole fucking possibility of Rey Mysterio not being his dad even really a thing, or is that all fucking part of the story?
That's all part of the story.
That's what I figured. Yeah, no. But with that, specifically that storyline, I don't know what about it. I'm I don't know. That seems kind of real sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, he does definitely.
Some of the shit he says, I'm Jesus Christ, you're going in, man.
Yeah, no, it's funny because, right in the middle of all that, when he was really hard into it, calling him a deadbeat dad and I hate you and blah, 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 they did a WWE Treasures together where the cameras and Lita showed up at their home in San Diego and talked to both of them, and they're pulling out Ray's old memorabilia together, and they got in a car and they drove somewhere together and they asked this guy for stuff. They were legitimately together doing it the whole entire time. And then the next day you turn on Raw and he's I fucking hate my dad. My dad's the worst fucking human being on the planet.
They probably work as a long-time duo. Even if they're not wrestling each other, the character interaction between them keeps a deep fucking story for wrestling. So they're probably half of what he says to tell Rey Mysterio is probably coming from Rey Mysterio. So go ahead and say this. It's
probably.
Right. Yeah, they're not even in a storyline together. Yeah. So Rey is probably just telling him, hey, if you need heat.
Yeah.
If you're getting cheered too much and you need that heat, just call me out.
Yeah.
Just call me out. It'll get boozed. You'll get back on that side. If you want heat, this is the easiest way to get it. And it is the easiest way to get it because Rey Mysterio is just one of those guys, unlike John Cena, that will never turn heel.
It's the thing I love about Rey Mysterio. As much as I love a good heel, I love the fact that he's always been a good guy and for the people. As the tiny midget that he is.
I don't see him ever turning heel. I mean, I guess you could. It would be cool, I guess. But
weird.
It would be weird.
I think
it
would be I don't know, watch this fight.
It would be weird. So Friday night, so Randy Orton and John Cena are feuding again.
But roles reversed.
Roles reversed. This is the first time they've ever feuded where Cena's the bad guy.
Yeah, you're right.
And Orton's the good guy. So Friday night on SmackDown.
This is like where I had left wrestling.
Was Orton Cena in their epic 20 match
right at the fucking end of it.
Yeah,
I watched it all the way through, and then The Rock was coming back.
Yeah. It was
The Rock came back.
Finally, it's still like their matches, like through and through, are still some of the best ever for sure.
Dude, they were beaters. Man.
Yeah,
and that's where. Yeah, and at the same time, fucking Roman Reigns made a debut too.
Yeah,
because he was with.
Because that came right at
Punk, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was with Punk.
He was Punk's fucking back alley butt fucker.
Yeah,
back alley butt fucker.
He was.
I Reigns,
back Rollins, and Ambrose.
Yeah,
the Shield.
Yeah, I fucking hated that group. That's why I've hated some of those guys so long, and I'm glad they hate each other.
That's why I love Roman Reigns as the Shield.
Yeah, they so on Friday, Orton comes out and tells Cena he understands why he has all this hate and this void that he had to turn into this bad guy was because he's never had any kids. He should probably have kids and soften himself up a little bit. And Cena had the best line that I've ever heard in my life. He said, "You want to know the truth? You want to know why I haven't had kids over the last 25 years?" And he turns around and he says, "It's because I've been raising all these kids for all these loser bastard parents out here."
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, "Oh, that's some heat." I've been raising all your kids for the last 25 years. I was like, oh my God, that is great.
That's a good one.
So we get Orton Cena 25 or whatever. I don't know. They've fought each other so much over the years. It is the first time though that their roles are reversed, which should be cool.
Now, I want to ask, because you're our big wrestling fan, and it's my big curiosity, because they're making such an ordeal about it. Do you think John Cena's actually going to retire? Do you think in 20 years he might come, or 10 years he might come back out? And when I say retire, I mean wrestle a match. I'm not talking come out and say some words or come out and cut a promo.
Because do you know how many fucking times Ric Flair retired?
Oh, no, that's why I'm asking this, because John Cena keeps making it. All the clips I keep seeing is him being like, everyone else has said they've retired, and they come back, I'm retired, and I'm taking this championship belt with me. There will be no more world championship or whatever the fuck it's called.
Shawn Michaels retired and never wrestled again.
But his was due to injury, wasn't it?
No, he just was done.
Oh, I thought it was because he got his eye all fucked up.
Well, his eye is all fucked up. But he's in NXT and he's in it. Undertaker retired. When Undertaker said he was done, he was finally done. He hasn't wrestled again. I think Cena at the end of the year will be a Stone Cold Undertaker Shawn Michaels. Like, he'll make appearances. He might do an attitude adjustment like Stone Cold does a stunner, but I don't think he'll ever wrestle a match after the end of the year. And I'll tell you the reason why. I think that moving forward, he is going to be a very crucial part to James Gunn's DC universe.
Which makes sense.
I think Peacemaker, I think that his wrestling, I think Cena wanted one big last run. I think he wanted to run heel because he'd never done it before. And I think he's going to ride off into the sunset, not with the title. I think he'll get beat before he leaves. I think he'll turn into a good guy before he leaves.
You do?
I think at some point he'll turn into a good guy again before he leaves. He'll retire. But I think that his schedule is going to dictate that he can't wrestle anymore. I think that's... He's got a new movie on Amazon coming out. Like, not on Amazon. I think it's coming out in the theaters, but it's an Amazon movie with Idris Elba. Where they're kind of like buddy. It's like a buddy cop type movie.
We need a new Undertaker type figure, though.
And they're
Heads of State?
Yeah. Heads of State, yeah. And
with Idris Elba. Oh, who is this chick on the front cover?
Yeah, she's fairly not famous.
Priyanka Chopra?
Yeah. I think that
she's married to one of the Jonas Brothers.
I think that between just Peacemaker and DC and all the other movies he's going to do, he's just going to be too busy.
He's playing the president in that fucking movie.
Yeah. Like an actor turned president or something like that.
I'm just reading the cast.
Reagan.
Yeah,
he's Will Duranger as the president of the United States. Idris Elba is the Prime Minister of the UK. And then the other chick I mentioned is part of MI6.
Ah, okay.
So James Bond's involved?
Yeah. So
we got a female James Bond
I think...
I mean, that's... Wouldn't that be a name change?
I mean, that's why she's not... I mean,
she could go by
She's that. Noelle. That's her name.
Noelle Bond?
Noelle Bissett.
Well, I'm just confused now.
Hey, he's the one that made the James Bond reference.
I didn't make the James Bond. He did.
He did. Someone made it.
He confused himself. I didn't make the goddamn James Bond reference.
Listen, if he was the confused one, I'm gonna blame you. I'm just saying.
So, yeah. As far as next Undertaker goes, I mean...
It can't be someone branded as the Undertaker, but it's got to be something equally, like... prolific in like a mythological, maybe folklore standpoint.
The big guy right now, as far as not really nostalgic goes, but like time is obviously Randy Orton. That's the guy that's kind of the leader of the locker room. I think he's taken over as the Undertaker's like the guy that everybody's got to go to in the locker room to get permission to do shit. I think Randy Orton's kind of taken that on.
I mean, that's a little more kind of a behind the scenes role. I'm talking like,
but you're just
the guy who doesn't lose. He's unkillable, and he's just like when all needs to come to fucking terms, like when people's feuds have gotten to be too much bullshit, and he comes in and just massacres both and black fucking out, and he's gone.
Yeah,
we need that shit.
Yeah, and the best part was when we had the Undertaker, we had Kane too.
Yeah,
so like you had both of them that could do that.
And sometimes they both come out, beat the fuck out of you guys, and then beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, they really don't have that character that can pull that off.
The right fucking
now. That character that everybody's scared of. They don't have that person. Although they did debut Aleister Black, he's back, but he's not like...
Yeah, but I feel like if you get a character that everyone's scared of, you end up back with everyone hating a Roman Reigns again.
Well,
a character that never loses, everyone's kind of fucking doesn't want to face him.
But the Undertaker didn't come through taking titles. He didn't hold titles and have dialogue. He was just... he was death coming to fucking get you.
I was gonna say, I do know there is a difference, but
he would lose... But not, unlike Roman Reigns, Undertaker would lose. He would just never lose cleanly. Like, somebody would hit him with the urn. Like, Paul Bearer turned on him and hit him with the urn, and Mankind pinned him. Or somebody would hit him with a chair, or the lights would go out and Kane come down and chokeslammed him, and Shawn Michaels...
Or they would literally kill him.
Yeah, or they would put him in a casket and set it on fire, or
bury him.
I love the buried alive matches.
So it's he would never really actually he would lose, but it never hurt his character or hurt his...
He got hit with shovels just as much as he hit people with shovels.
Yeah.
That used to be one of his things he'd hit people with.
Yeah.
It's like Sting at his baseball bat.
It's
like,
definitely a lost art for him because, you know, I look at people like, you know, Mick Foley has said it time and time again. He made a career out of losing. Like, Mick Foley lost more than he won. But he was still that guy that, like, there's ways to still get over without winning. Like, so you lose the match, but then you get up and you kick the guy's ass. Like, you know, Mankind may get hit with a finishing move and get pinned, but then when the guy's celebrating, Mankind gets up and fucking hits him over the head with a chair. And, like, so that guy got the win, and the crowd loved it for a second, and then Mankind still looked strong because he still was standing over him after the match was over. So, like, there's ways to get around. Like, I think losing, there's a way to lose without being crushed, and then there's a way to lose. Like, Cody Rhodes losing on day 2 of WrestleMania was fucking terrible. Like, him and John Cena both looked so fucking weak with that ending. It was fucking pathetic. Like, so...
I didn't know just how many matches he had wrestled, but because you had said he had lost more than he won, I wanted to look it up. He lost 50 more matches than he had won, for a total amount of 657 wins and 708 losses.
Mick Foley?
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't realize he had 1,300 fucking matches.
1,300 matches.
That's
wrestling a match a day for 5 years?
4 years.
4 years straight?
No, a match every day. That's like fucking 1,300. That's gonna be at least.
It's less than 4 years because it's 365 a year.
Yeah, but you
4
gotta
by
have a
3 is
couple days
1,200.
for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be 3 years, 3.73 years.
But still, that's like wrestling a match every day for 3 years straight. That is
almost 4, yeah.
Grueling as shit. Just grueling as shit.
Even
What's
if
the
you
Undertaker's
double.
all-time record? I wonder if that's only WWE, because that still sounds small to me.
Yeah, but how many times did he have 3 matches in a night?
Right.
How many times did he wrestle in one match as 2 people?
yeah, or 3.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he has, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has.
So total number of matches, it's a different site citing this, so I have more statistics. Total number of matches, 2,496.
For who?
Undertaker.
Oh, okay. He's not wrestled more matches. Well, I don't know. Because Mankind was... Well, Mick Foley was...
Dude,
he retired way...
Run was this.
Yeah, he stayed on a lot longer than Foley did.
Total number of wins, 1,864. Total number of losses, 537.
Jesus Christ.
Total number of draws, 95. His win rate is 74.7%.
Wow.
Loss rate, 21.5%. Draw rate, 3.8%.
Wow. So he won 75% of his matches.
And I can even look up the total number of matches per year, the wins per year, the losses per year, and the draws per year.
How many of his losses was where he was killed?
Alright, you went really specific very quickly.
Well, yeah, because that's the one that matters. Because that means those were losses. Those were like, he was murdered.
How many times?
I'm sorry, you don't.
How many times has the Undertaker been murdered?
Yeah,
so
you don't win baseball if you kill the other fucking team. So I don't think that can count as a loss.
6 times is how many times he's died in the
Still,
devil.
give us a percent, you know?
So,
give us a fucking percentage.
So out of the 560 matches that he's
537.
lost, okay, he's been killed 6 times.
Yeah.
Fucking 10% of his losses.
10% of his losses.
Not 10%.
No,
1%.
1%.
I moved the decimal wrong spot.
1%. 1% of his losses.
1% of his losses
don't count.
Deaths.
Yeah, they don't count.
Yeah.
That's benefit of the doubt right there.
Yeah.
You can't, that's...
Yeah, have been deaths. So, does it say how many different ways he's died?
Okay. You're.
I think it's 6 ways because that's where that term 6 ways is Sunday.
So he's been buried. He's been buried. He's been buried. He's been
buried alive, encased in a casket, and even hung from a Hell in a Cell structure.
Oh, yeah. He was hung.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Wait a minute.
That
did
shit
he hang?
was crazy.
Or did somebody else hang?
I
thought he hung Big Boss Man.
I think he try to and then got hung himself.
Maybe?
Because didn't it, it showed him hanging there and then it cut away and then boom, he's not hanging there no more kind of shit. It was oh my god, he's dead.
I'm watching the video.
Blackout, fucking gone.
So, Undertaker, right now the noose is around Big Boss Man.
Okay.
He's hanging. He hung Big Boss Man.
Okay. But then after the match, did they hang Undertaker?
Lights have gone black. And they just stayed black. It didn't show me anything after that.
Alright. That's Undertaker doing the killing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was Big Boss Man dead from wrestling after that?
No, because I think that is prior to the feud where he stole the hearse at Big Show's dad's funeral and I mean, we're getting into the ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Do you remember when he drove the hearse and he hit a bump and Big Show's dad's casket came flying out the back?
I'm pretty sure I think so.
Big Show was on the front of the car and Big Boss Man's driving it. Yeah. And then there was the one where he ground up fucking Al Snow's dog Pepe and fed it to him.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Undertaker don't fuck around.
No, it wasn't Undertaker. It was Big Boss Man.
Big Boss Man.
Yeah. He killed Al Snow's fucking pet chihuahua and then ground it up and fed it to him. Yeah, it was. I mean, Big Boss Man had some of the fucking craziest storylines ever. That dude was a hell of a wrestler, though. 350 pounds, he could move everywhere. He was a hell of a wrestler, but he did some of the. It was almost like he was the guy in the back that they went, we've got this idea, but we're not sure anybody wants to do it. And he's like, I'm gonna do it. So, yeah.
Yes. Because he was always, him and Sergeant Slaughter were buddies.
Yeah. He was also in a tag team with Hakeem, the African Dream.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember, he wrestled the same time as Doink.
Yes. Yeah, when he had the blue, the blue Boss Man
because that
suit.
was the arcade cabinet wrestling machine.
Yes,
had Boss Man, Sergeant Slaughter, Doink, and a lot of the fucking American Warrior.
Yeah. So
Ultimate Warrior, sorry.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior had Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Randy Savage.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that game so much. I played the fuck
Ted
DiBiase. It was on Super Nintendo.
Had the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
It was like WWF Superstars or something.
It did have Ted DiBiase.
It had Ted DiBiase because I think he wore the suit while he wrestled.
The purple coat.
Yeah.
I think it was the purple coat.
Yeah, I think he wore the purple suit.
So thinking about it, because I remember seeing a TikTok, what do you think about the fact that the WWE shop was selling a Rock Back in Vegas t-shirt and The Rock was not back in Vegas? Because I saw a bunch of people bitching about it.
So,
what if he was at a fucking event outside of?
Well, that's one thing I saw people bitching about is he was nowhere to be seen in Vegas not even on a side event, not even hosting
They
a meet and
obviously
greet.
didn't look down while they were walking to see all the rocks. Because it's the fucking desert.
Yeah, I was never gonna buy any merch with The Rock's fucking name on it anyway. So
You don't like The Rock no
it
more?
didn't bother me. It's not
That's
that
now a Rock hater.
it's not that I don't like The Rock. It's not that I don't mind it, but he like.
Can you not smell what the Rock is cooking?
I don't think he can.
Just
let him cook.
Like, he's just not, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like he's just, at this point, coming, like, he just can't keep himself away. But he serves no fucking purpose. Like, he thinks the only reason they sell tickets to fucking shit is because of him. Like, and it's...
Do you think that's
like,
part of his facade? Because,
maybe.
excuse me! Yeah, that was a fucking thing for a while, and she served absolutely no fucking purpose at all, but I still had to listen to that bitch.
Vicky Guerrero.
Yes!
Oh my god. I could do without that dumb cunt.
Holy fuck. It was the worst moments of my life, and I still watched it.
Excuse me! I mean, you know, I won't go on a huge Rock
You should.
fucking eat
As long
shit
as
and
he's
die
not shitting
rant,
on
but
people.
like,
Vince.
man, it's like
Well, he can't.
The Rock.
It was his butthole sound chat?
Well, I just meant no one can bring up anything that
Yeah.
Vince did.
Yeah.
No one can do anything Vince did.
Yeah. How are we gonna shit on people now?
The Rock just needs to, like, stay away. And he needs to keep his mouth shut. He went on Pat McAfee and talked about how everything was fake and blah, 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 and this and that. Dude, like, leave something to the imagination. Like, we all know.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be the guy that's going out there telling it. Like, I'm not sure I really care for this WWE Unreal show that they're debuting on Netflix, where it's like they show them actually like working in the creative room, writing storylines and like deciding finishes.
I don't know. That shit is like, that's the kind of shit that's right up my alley.
I get it. It's definitely up people's alleys, and I will probably watch it. But the thing is like, man, like, at what point do you pull the curtain back too far?
Oh, never.
You don't think so? Like,
no,
to me, like, growing up as a wrestling fan, like, I feel like you can pull the curtain back too far.
I would sit down and listen to Frank Oz's fucking doctor talk about his arthritis for 3 hours. Because it's related to Yoda.
Okay.
I can understand the pulling the curtain back too far, though, just because of the fact of, at the end of the day, I can't remember who said it best, but they're selling sports entertainment. And what they are selling is, yes, it's a fixed match, but you're still surprised and entertained by the outcome. I feel like if they got too close to what's happening, like, real time in that Netflix documentary.
They can never get too close to real time because you'll always be watching shit that's a year old.
Yeah. See, and if they kept it a year old, and made sure nothing in the documentary talked about specific future plans, because that's the part that I think is pulling the curtain back too far, is when you're like, all right.
Yeah, don't tell me what's gonna happen.
Right.
Show me what happened or how you prepared for something I've already seen live.
That's the difference that I was trying to get at, is I want to see, even, if they made a Wrestlemania, like, behind the curtain, whatever the fuck it's called, whatever.
Yeah, and I guess
they did it about this WrestleMania, like, literally Monday, right before Monday Night Raw came out, you could watch this, and then go into Monday Night Raw. I still think that's great, because it's already happened.
Yeah.
If they don't talk about anything in the future, like, they know it's going to air right after it happens, keep it with, hey, this is how we were going to do this. We thought about this when we had John Cena say this or do this. We had this. This is why we did this. But we did it. We're not saying we did it because we want John Cena in 26 dates to win this, this, and that, or lose this, this, and that. They're just saying this was our thought process.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fine. And I loved the Undertaker behind the scenes thing that they did, the documentary, and I watched the WrestleMania 9 documentary. I wish they'd do more like the WrestleMania 9 documentary that's on Peacock right now. Like, so they decided that at some point they were going to document WrestleMania 9 because it was happening at Caesar's Palace. It was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. They did it in the parking lot. They just kind of put up stands and put up thing. There was only 10,000 seats. Like, it might not even have been 10,000 seats. But they were going to do this once-in-a-lifetime thing. And they decided to document it, which was, cool. All right. Here we are 32 years later. And the guy...
16,891 fans.
Okay. And the guy that filmed it all was in the archives, like, looking at all these WrestleMania 9, like, reels that he had filmed, and was, like, spliced them all together to show you, like, a timeline of from inception to finish of WrestleMania 9. Like, what happened.
Oh, no shit.
And I was like, that is cool. Like, if they did that for, like, WrestleMania, like, I would like to see that for every WrestleMania, like... But I want to see it, like, 30 years later, like, when the wrestlers are, like... Because the big controversy of,
you need some time for that shit to mellow.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I'm watching, like, most of the time, a Marvel movie or something gets released, or one of the new series, and immediately after finishing it, I watch Assemble. And I will watch that shit right away. And, like, I've probably seen... Like, I've watched at least 20 hours of unique, different angles of footage and back extra shit for Back to the Future trilogy. Like, so many special editions, new footage found, director cuts, fucking all this extra shit. I've seen so much beyond what the movies are. But I would have never hesitated. The only difference is I was a kid and I couldn't fucking get access to that shit back then. So I had to watch it later or as it came out. But now that they're like, put it out, and then as soon as it's out, I watch it, and then I watch the special shit. I'm never going to watch it first, but I like it immediately because it's all fresh on my mind, and I'm like, okay, how the fuck did they do that? Or, like, what did they do? So, even for movies, I would appreciate that the same for wrestling, too.
I can appreciate that, and I can understand that. I guess, as you were saying that, what hit my mind was... I didn't know I needed a documentary about WrestleMania.
Right.
And then they come out with one, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, fuck. That was something I did not know I needed.
Yeah.
But that was kind of cool. Like, I didn't know I needed that, though. So, like, the whole Bret Hart... So, WrestleMania 9 ended with Yokozuna beating Bret Hart for the world title.
I'm looking at that picture right now.
And then Hulk Hogan runs down. And Yokozuna challenges him to a match. And he beats Yokozuna and he takes the title. The whole entire thing was supposed to be that set up SummerSlam for Bret Hart to take the belt from Hulk Hogan as a passing of the torch moment. Hulk Hogan refused to lose the belt to Bret Hart because it thought it made him look weak because Bret Hart was smaller. So he lost the belt the next month to Yokozuna at King of the Ring and like changed this whole entire thing.
I don't mean to interrupt, but when you say smaller, is it purely out of a height stance? Because I'm looking at a picture of both of them literally in that moment standing next to
Bret Hart's short as fuck, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be the angle of the picture. Is Bret in the foreground?
No. I agree. Height-wise, yes, you're correct. That's why I said it could only be height, because looking at it, Bret looks way more defined, and maybe not bulk-wise bigger, but he's got more muscle on his back.
Hulk is like 6'8",
yeah,
280.
So purely on height, that was my question.
And Bret Hart is like 6'2", 240.
Yeah.
So purely
he's
based
probably,
off height.
He's probably closer to fucking over 300 pounds, Hulk.
Not at this time. By WrestleMania 9, he had slimmed down.
Okay.
So he was not nearly as defined or
because there was
muscled.
a time where that motherfucker was like well over 300 pounds.
Oh, he was well over 300 pounds. That was early. That was probably WrestleMania's, 1 through 6?
Yeah, when his hair was so bleached blonde,
He
it
was-
glowed on the TV. It was so fucking bright.
Hulk Hogan was billed at 6'7", 302 pounds. And I will look up Bret Hart afterwards.
Okay.
Oh, on that fight?
Yeah, on that
So
fight.
300 pounds on that fight.
Huh. I would not have guessed 300 pounds. But that was the whole controversy of the whole entire thing. And Bret Hart went on that documentary and was like, this is what we had discussed, and Hulk Hogan changed it. And Hulk Hogan was like, no, I didn't change it. Like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Bret Hart was billed at 6 foot, 235 pounds.
Okay.
I didn't realize Bret Hart was that tall.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't
I
realize-
feel tall.
On the picture, you couldn't tell there was an 8-inch height difference between
Jesus
the two
Christ.
of them.
Yeah.
No, if you watch the match, and you definitely Bret
that
always
one
was
picture.
smaller, so that means the most of the time that Bret Hart wrestled, on average, all wrestlers were well over 6 foot.
Yeah.
Because I always thought of him as the short guy. In the
And Bret claims that the SummerSlam main event was supposed to be him and Hulk Hogan that year. And it was supposed to mirror Hogan and Ultimate Warrior from WrestleMania 6. Where
I like Bret Hart back then.
Hogan was like, it would be good guy versus good guy. Hogan giving the underdog the chance, and then Bret Hart, defying all the odds, and winning the title from the immortal Hulk Hogan in like a passing of the torch thing.
Yeah.
Hogan claims that was never the case, that they brought Hogan back because Bret Hart couldn't carry the company, and that that part of his contract was he got one last title win, which they gave him over Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9, but the intention was to always have Yokozuna win it right back, which he did. But they argue still to this day on like which was right, and nobody. Vince McMahon has never come out and said which one was, because they both say that Vince was a part of that conversation, but Vince has never come out and said which one was right.
I bet you it was a mix of neither one, and it's more along the lines of Vince telling Bret, yeah, it's going to be a passing of the torch moment. But it didn't fucking matter because Bret was, in fact, already selling the brand. And Vince is like, let's make double the money.
Right.
Let's bring Hulk Hogan in so we make double the amount of money that Bret's making us. Because now we got our money hog, and we're going to bring in somebody else who's always proven to make money.
Yeah.
And then he's like, we'll just tell Bret it's a passing of the torch moment so they have a reason for dialogue and a fight. Well, that dialogue just never flew between them, so Vince is like, okay, well, we'll just do it the other way and fucking dealt with it.
And then
keep them both on
Well,
spec.
and then
My thing
as
was going to be, what if this is just a long lost 30 years worth of just kayfabe? That's why they've never said, or Vince never said anything, is because now they've just sold this story so long.
Well, and this is Vince's way of never saying which one is correct. This is just Vince's way of keeping that kayfabe alive. And not to mention the fact that while this was probably all being discussed, nobody probably could have guessed that a 550-pound Samoan named Yokozuna was going to end up being probably not better than Bret Hart or Hulk Hogan, but at that time, like, arguably probably a better carrier of the company, because he was that unstoppable giant that nobody could beat. Like, so even when Hulk Hogan beat him and gave the title up and then lost it right back to him, it kind of solidified Yokozuna as that holy shit heel. The big monster nobody could beat.
Sorry to get off subject here, but did you make physical contact with any wrestlers? Any handshakes? Any like fist bumps?
Any nut grabs?
Anything? Any back alley blowjobs?
No.
I was just wondering.
No. I did not.
Oh,
Although
good games.
Lily made.
He got breathing distance Corey Taylor.
Yeah, Lily made. Lily said, "Hi, how are you?" Lily had a vocal conversation, a "Hi, how are you? Good, how are you?" with Stone Cold's brother.
I don't even know what he looks like.
And I asked if she wanted to get a picture, and she said no, that was good enough for her. She didn't need a picture.
Stone Cold's brother, did he wrestle?
No.
What?
Jamie McBride?
Is it like a Sylvester Stallone situation?
Come here, look at this fucker. They look pretty close.
So we're at Stone Cold's podcast. This is how it happened. We're at Stone Cold's podcast.
Oh, you should see that. You should see him in his sheriff uniform. They totally look brothers.
So we're sitting at Stone Cold's podcast, and they asked Stone Cold a question, and he was like, "Yeah, I try to get with because he lives."
What's his name?
Kevin.
Yeah.
So it's
Kevin Williams.
Lukewarm Kevin Austin.
Yeah, Kevin Williams.
Cold. He's just a little lukewarm.
Steve's, because Stone Cold's real last name is Williams, but he couldn't call himself Steve Williams because there was already a wrestler, Dr. Death Steve Williams, so he had to call himself Austin. But anyway.
But he was a Texas guy.
He was a Texas guy, so Austin fit, yeah. So, but yeah, he was up there doing the podcast, and he lives right outside Vegas, in the desert.
Yeah.
Stone Cold does. So he's like, when they're close like this, I like to get tickets, and they gave us pretty good tickets for my family to be here this weekend. And you hear this guy go, "Yeah!" And I look over and I'm like, Lily goes, "Is that part of his family?" Because he's like, he just said, he screamed and said thank you for the tickets or something. And I said, "I don't know, that might be his brother." So Lily Googled it real quick and was like, "Yeah, that's his brother." And then he was with his wife. He was with Stone Cold's wife and Stone Cold's daughter. And then we just walked around the corner and they were standing there, and he turned around and was looked at Lily and said, "Hi, how are you doing?" And Lily goes, "Good. And how are you?" And he says, "I'm having fun." And she goes, "Yeah, so am I." And I was like, "Do you want your picture?" And she's like, "Nope, that was good enough for me." And I was like, "Okay." So, and then we left. She was like, "No, that's good enough for me." I talked to Stone Cold's brother.
Like Stone Cold's family, I don't know. That would be almost a moment. I get a little picture shy with celebrities in that same situation. It's definitely true for me. But it's that's one where I'm like, here I am with Stone Cold's family, and he's not here.
Yeah.
That picture alone is
Stone Cold's family.
Yeah, I just sat with Stone Cold's family here for a little bit.
Yeah.
We were
very close to. Lily tried to get a picture with Austin Theory, because Austin Theory and Grayson Waller and Drew McIntyre and Sheamus were all doing Sheamus's workout in the ring. And they had this little ramp, and you could get really close. I mean, we were close to the ramp, but those guys didn't stop. They purposely at the bottom of the ramp, Drew McIntyre jumped on Sheamus's shoulders, and they ran up the ramp to purposely not have to stop and sign a bunch of autographs or take a bunch of pictures. That was on purpose, so they didn't have to do that. But I get it, because they were part of the signatures and the photo ops that you paid for. So WWE was probably like, "Hey, listen, if people can get it from free, they're never going to pay you guys. So you probably need to find a way to not be dicks, but still get away with not having to sign autographs and take pictures." So that's what they did. They jumped on each other's back and then ran up the ramp, so... Yeah. I get it, and I told her, Austin Theory was taking pictures, Lily just didn't get over there in time, but I don't know that Austin Theory was one that was probably a very big line, where Sheamus and Drew McIntyre probably sold out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, But they did have, and I didn't do it, and I would have done it with Lily, and she didn't want to do it. Now that I look back, I wish I would have. They had a line you could stand in because they had a giant entrance that you could walk, like, you stood in line. When you got to the end of the line, you were like, I want to come out to Jey Uso's theme. And then you could walk out of the curtain, and they played the video behind you, and it was a ramp, like you had a stage and a ramp to walk down.
Fuck.
So yeah,
I'd be in line like the whole time, like, oh, who do I pick? I'd be scrolling through fucking the years.
Like there were when we walked in, I was like, what is that? And next thing you know, CM Punk's music hit, and this girl walks out, and she does the whole CM Punk thing where she like gets down on the ground and does the it's clobbering time, like, and she like comes running down the ramp, and I was like, I looked at Lily, and she's like, I am not doing that. And
I'm like, see, oh, that'd be so much fun.
That's what I thought. I was like, we really need to do it. It looks like so much fun. She's like, I'm not doing it. And I look back and I'm like, yeah, I should have.
How do you know? Okay.
I should have.
I know you're not a fan of The Rock right now, but like,
yeah.
are you fucking kidding me? Like,
I would have liked to have come out to like Seth Rollins music where everybody sings along with it or done something. But yeah, I should have done it. There was
The Undertaker. Black. There he is. Black. He's gone. It's like, oh, that's a waste of fucking time.
The ones that were played the most were CM Punk, Yeet, Jey Uso's Yeet.
That's almost enough to leave the line, though.
Yeah. And Roman Reigns. The Roman Reigns, where everybody would come out and throw up the ones and do all that stuff. Those were probably the three that I heard the most. And you just heard them over and over and over again.
I'm telling you, like, CM Punk's and fucking John Cena's would be enough to drive me insane.
Yeah.
Like,
they did have one that if I would have had one of you guys with me, and not Lily. No offense to Lily, but if I would have had
offense to Lily.
If I would have had one of you guys and not her with me, I think we would have had a blast with it. But they had one where you could sit behind a desk and call a match. Like you could put on the headset.
Oh yeah.
And like this, there was a screen in front of you, and you sat behind a desk and put on a headset and you called the match.
Cowboy hat.
Yeah, I was like, no offense to Lily, because she probably would not have had as much fun as the three of us would have had doing it.
I'd like, you two would call a match again all weekend.
You two would have been actually calling matches. I'd have been sitting over there. Look at this dickhead! Look at this jackass in tight shorts. What the fuck you think he's doing?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that Lily would have had fun doing it, so I didn't even ask. But I looked at that and thought that would be a blast with the guys. Like,
so when does WrestleMania come to Indy? So we can do this?
They're in New Orleans next year.
Did they have you could be the ring announcer guy?
They didn't have that, but they did have a
drop down mic.
They had a strongman thing. Did you guys see this?
No.
So they had a strongman thing, but instead of the hammer with the thing, it was a dummy made to look like Logan Paul, and you got to hit it with a chair.
Oh.
The line was so long, I couldn't stand in it. There was hundreds of people. It was the longest line at the thing. Was the line to hit Logan Paul with a steel chair. If we got there early enough that I probably could have gotten maybe in the line when it was only like 50 people.
That isn't genius branding at all.
But yeah, it was like, it said Netflix, WWE on Netflix. That's who sponsored the whole thing was Netflix, but it was a Logan Paul dummy that you just got to take a steel chair. I think I saw a video where one guy actually bent the chair hitting Logan Paul so hard.
So this brings up another good reason why the behind the scenes shit would be so intriguing to me. And I want to see the rehearsal reactions with Logan Paul. I want to see how people work with him.
I would love to see
talks, the conversations.
I would love to see the production and the put together of the WWE world.
Yeah,
like how they did all that.
Assembling stages is always fun. I remember I had a DVD when I was younger where I can't remember how I got it free from something, but it was literally one of Tony Hawk's events. But it documented the entire set design, how to build all the ramps, and they went through all that shit and all their rehearsing of the show to have a specific routine of vehicles and skateboarders.
A lot of that WrestleMania 9 documentary is how they navigated building the risers and building the ring, and Undertaker had to come out with a vulture next to him and was terrified that the vulture was going to fucking attack him the whole entire time. Because there's just a live vulture sitting on a perch right next to him, and he's like, what do I do if this thing attacks me?
I would not be afraid of the vulture attacking so much as the vulture getting spooked and reacting to me to help him.
Well, yeah.
Not attacking.
He was
oh my God, I'm wigging out, man.
They were like, you need to stand very still. And he's like, are you going to tell all the people in the crowd to do the same thing? Because what if somebody throws something at him? I can stand as still as you need me to, but how are you going to control the other people in the arena?
Point guns.
He's like, yeah, that was interesting. That was interesting to hear him talk about all of that. But yeah, a lot of production stuff in that thing.
I think I'm watching videos of the Logan Paul fucking dummy thing because I had to find it. By the end of the weekend, that chair is fucking bent, almost in a right angle from the fucking times people have hit that motherfucker.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it looks just like him. They didn't just put a dummy up there and call it Logan Paul.
Oh yeah, no, they molded it to his face and put a Logan Paul bandana on it. But yeah, it was
great. And he was standing up there for a couple of the videos I saw. He was up there goading people on trying to get him.
I think that when it was his superstar photo signature time, I think he took a half an hour before and after each one of those and stood over there and harassed people while they were hitting
I love that.
So
people can talk all the shit, 'cause I saw a Reddit post while I was scrolling through trying to find this, of someone saying how he bought his stardom into WWE because he brought so many sponsors with him. And I don't give a fuck what anyone says. The dude is a master at being a heel. And he fits so well into the roster.
He fits so well, and he's so athletic. You just can't take that away from him.
Yes, he's got fucking talent.
If he decides to do this full time, which I don't think he ever will, but if he decided to do it full time, honestly, him and Dominic Mysterio are probably... And Braun Breaker they're the future of the company for sure.
I can see that.
Yeah, I mean they just are. Because you've got guys like Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and CM Punk. I mean, I think Rollins and Reigns are right at 40. Punk's 45.
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy.
Orton's 46.
I fucking hate the young ones coming in. I don't like a lot of the new wrestlers. I really don't. They have a different way about it.
Is 39.
Okay, so they're right at 40. Punk's got to be at least 45.
Punk's probably 50.
Randy Orton's 45. And CM Punk's 46.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, they're right at the end. I mean, Punk and
it's
Orton probably will wrestle another 2, maybe 3 years, and then they'll be over. But Punk and Orton have both said that they want to stay with the company, and and do what Triple H and Shawn Michaels are doing. They want to write shows.
Those would be suits.
They want to write storylines and
fucking 48.
Yeah, so Cena's the oldest one out of all of them. Yeah, Batista's over 50.
Dude, that's the part that fucks me up.
Is Batista?
He was one of my
He came in really late.
He's 56.
56.
He was one of my ones.
Now he's small.
He was the third wheel in fucking Orton and Cena's bullshit, whereas now it's going to be Rhodes.
Yeah.
So I'm like...
Yeah. He was the extra in Evolution.
Yeah, he was he loved being a third wheel motherfucker coming in and fucking people's day up and winning titles out of nowhere.
Yeah. Him
off.
and The Undertaker's feud on SmackDown was honestly really good. It doesn't get as much love as it should.
Yes. Well, and like, he's definitely one of those wrestlers that pissed me the fuck off, but that's because he was doing his job well.
Yeah. Him and the other feud that he doesn't get as much credit for as he should is the feud he had with Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
The feud he had with Rey Mysterio was fucking incredible. He made Rey look great, and he made Rey look great, and Rey made him look like a monster. And they both made each other look good. Yeah.
It was like some of the best flying.
That feud definitely does not get what it deserves.
You know, the thing that always has stuck in my head when it comes to just feuds and what makes them memorable, and I wish they'd bring them back, is like Randy Orton and Triple H. Like when Triple H came, or was it Triple H going to Randy Orton's house? And then like Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio actually fighting outside and them throwing him off a fucking bridge. Like, I want more. I want more. I want them to bring it back to reality. I want a camera crew that has to go sprinting across the fucking bridge, going, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!"
They did that last year. LA Knight showed up at AJ Styles' house and got arrested. And AJ Styles had him arrested. So LA Knight's in handcuffs, getting put in the back of a cop car. And screaming at AJ Styles, they did that with that feud. I don't know that they've done it with anybody else, but
if I was a wrestler and you were about to fucking we're doing a bit where I'm gonna get arrested and you need to haul me off, I'm like, fucking tase me.
Yeah.
I would fucking treat this.
I want you to go the whole 9 yards.
Punch me. Fucking elbow me in the back of the head. Be a cop, man. Be a fucking cop.
Stone Cold, the best out of ring moment for me was Stone Cold and Booker T fighting in the grocery store.
Oh yeah,
that to me
fucking
is
bread flying.
He's throwing milk. He's pouring milk. Stone Cold grabs a gallon of milk and takes a couple of swigs and then pours it all over Booker T. Booker T's walking around corners trying to make sure Stone Cold's not there, and that was the best for me when he puts him on the thing and starts running him across price check aisle 5. That to me is one of the,
as a teenager, and they're like, okay, so after closing tonight, there's going to be a group of wrestlers that are kind of well known. They're going to come in here, and we got to clean up after you're done. They will pay for anything damaged.
Yeah,
and you're
pay for everything.
You're the guy with the mop, as he's like, and you're like,
I'm gonna have to clear that out of the system.
But that is to me, that is one of the best non-ring backstage skits, and they do get away from that a lot more than what I wish they would do stuff like that more often. But that is one of those moments where it's you can't even duplicate it. So why try?
Yeah.
Because you just hit gold with Stone Cold and Booker T, fighting through a fucking Costco or whatever. I mean, it wasn't a Costco. It was a local grocery store, but...
And that's why I get why they haven't done it a shit ton, is because, you can't go back to a grocery store. No one's going to live that back up.
Yeah.
You can only show up at somebody's house so many fucking times.
Yeah.
Before that bit gets old. So I get it. I just wish... Because it feels like there's such a giant gap in my timeline of knowledge from Triple H, Orton, Booker T, and Batista
they aren't
to AJ Styles and LA Knight.
The feuds aren't And they did it with LA Knight and AJ Styles, and I get it. Feuds just aren't personal like they used to be.
The only one I could say that is the whole right now fucking Punk CM Punk and Rollins and Roman Reigns.
And Roman Reigns.
Like that all fucking makes sense.
Like I would argue that the two most personal feuds going on right now are CM Punk and Rollins and Reigns and Rollins.
Dude, the Bloodline feud, I'll be quite honest, I was just so uninterested in that bullshit because it just perpetuates an awful way of thinking.
I say this, and it makes me think of a clip I saw from Kevin Owens being interviewed by Chris Van Vliet or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He puts a bunch of weird the Topps cards that you started buying. When he signs them, he'll put weird things next to him, like his signature and I ate soup today. Or one of the big ones that went around the internet was his signature, and then most of the bloodline aren't actually related. and Chris is like, why put stuff like that? And he's like, well, the bloodline's not actually related. I feel like people need to know these things.
Yeah.
He's like, come on now.
I hated that.
And there's a bunch that apparently people haven't found. Like, there's one, because I guess people will go up with his signature, because he even admitted, he's like, it's just a fucking scribble. I just kind of fucking scribble it on there. Yeah. And people be like, did you sign this? And so he put on a bunch of the cards, his signature, and then if you ask me if I signed this, the answer is no. I just love the dumb shit.
Kevin Owens is probably the guy that gets most personal with all his feuds. Drew McIntyre can too. Kevin Owens does it very well. Not that Drew doesn't, but Kevin does it really well. I wish that they would take it a step further and have him do. Actually, they had him go to Sami Zayn's house and film outside. I forgot all about that. Some of the SmackDown stuff I don't get to see all of because I don't have cable. But yeah, he filmed himself like outside Sammy's window with like a selfie where like he's filming himself and Sammy and his family are eating dinner. And he's like, don't worry, Sammy, I can get your family whenever I want to, or something like that. I'll take care of your family after I destroy you or something. I don't know. It was something weird like that.
Christ.
But yeah, I mean, but he's a guy that could take it personal, but they're talking like he might not come back.
Really?
Yeah, his neck injury is so bad. Like, they're saying he could be out for anywhere from like 18 months to 3 years. So, I don't know. Yeah.
Just for you, because I know you brought it up to me before, and I don't know what all subscription services we even have, but apparently you can get SmackDown streamed on Peacock Premium, Peacock Premium Plus, Fubo TV, and NBC.
So, I need to upgrade Peacock to Peacock Premium.
This is just a quick Google search.
Okay, alright. Yeah. I guess I could. So.
I can tell you they have all 27 seasons on Peacock. Yeah, you have to have the premium.
You have to have premium. How much is the premium?
$8 a month. Or $80 a year.
Okay, checks out.
Yeah.
That's $16 in savings.
Look at you, quick math.
I already paid $5 for it, I think.
What's an extra $3 for SmackDown?
Right?
Yeah.
A month. Yep, technically not one. 4 SmackDowns a month.
Well, you would get 2 free months.
Yeah.
You would. You would. He's back on his savings.
Yeah. Savings.
Yokai loves the savings.
Yokai loves the savings. Don't you, babe? Don't you love the savings?
Oddly enough, when you multiply by 12, it's very close to dividing the value of a collector box of Magic. It's easy, quick math.
Easy, quick math. Yeah.
Like, is this worth it? No.
Speaking of Magic, I finally found my Muldrotha, my loot. The Muldrotha. Yeah, I think it might be sitting somewhere in that closet. There's a little Lego box that when Dad and I switched rooms, apparently I just shoved a bunch of Magic cards in it, and I was moving shit around. I'm like,
Nice.
picked it up and was like, what's that shaking? And opened it and was like, what the fuck? Oh, hey, there's Muldrotha that I was looking for a month ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Time to build a new deck.
Oh, yeah. I'm over here putting it together. That's
What time are we at?
About an hour and a half.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, I gotta pee. I have to pee.
Okay, alright. I guess it's turned into just not even WrestleMania. It was like
All
just
of
wrestling
It
speak.
was just
So, yeah.
Wrestling speak.
Wrestling speak. Speak it, my brother. So,
Speak it, my brother!
Eat it, my brother.
yeet.
What?
So,
I don't know how many TikToks I saw after he won whatever the fuck he won of just people eating everywhere, all over the globe.
I'm gonna yeet all over this
I'm
place.
about to eat a bunch of pee in your toilet.
I'm glad it's
So,
in the toilet, bro.
All right,
I'm
this
stand with my back to the wall on the other side.
This has been Pints and Pages. Make sure you check us out on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts,
Thank
not
you.
TV.
Yeah. MTV.
The Amazon. What else are we on? We're on everything.
iHeart.
iHeart. Yeah. So
Yeah, we're on planet Earth.
TikTok, Facebook,
Yeah.
Savini Comics. Look up Savini Comics. You'll find us.
In a few thousand years, you can tune in on Omicron Perseids Network and catch us from a random satellite broadcast that's traveled through
I'm
space.
already putting money on their stocks. My great grandchildren will be set.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sadly, there is no Brad bloodline, so that's just. Maybe I'll set up an estate for my house, and people will have to just maintain it without living in it for fucking 1,000 years. That'd be cool.
So I'm Nick.
I'm Brad.
I'm Levi.
And this has been Pints and Pages.